Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Downtown Sports on the mouth of the South. John Schiavone, that's the beast of the East, Jonathan Perriente, and we've sort of been subliminally called out. This is our NFL episode because today's June 1st. We have a lot of stuff in the NFL to get to.
Crazy
First
moves
off,
went
shouts
down.
out. Hell yeah. First off, shout outs to the professional fanatics. We're going to talk about our Dynasty League in a few.
Yes.
But something happened in the world of New York sports, and I was trying to just let it die down because I really don't think this is all that big a effing deal, honestly. Like, I think this is dumb as hell.
Yeah,
But
well,
I was called out, and we were called out, and drive time host, whose name shall not be mentioned, said, when you talk about uh Jackson Dart and how horrible it was that he introduced Trump, please make sure you mention Josh Jacobs and how horrible it was that he got arrested for domestic violence and strangling a woman. Well, I was planning on addressing neither of these things because I'm a weekly podcast and we're focusing in on the NBA finals and we got World Cup coming up. Matt O'Boyle will be coming on this program very soon. I just gotta after we're done recording all this, I've gotta arrange it with Matty O'Boyle when he's gonna come on. It's either gonna be this week or next week to go over the World Cup.
mm,
So you know, I am just gonna really say this straight away. First off, Josh Jacobs accused of domestic violence and strangling a woman, and that is ridiculous. Yeah, how can you do this? We've seen too many cases of this shit in the NFL where people get first off, whatever happened to Quinshawn Junkins? Does anybody know whatever happened to that case? You saw his girlfriend's face, and he played the whole season, never got suspended. You never heard of that case again. And nobody talks about that, but you want to mention Josh Jacobs getting arrested.
he did not face
Um,
criminal
you know,
charges, did Judkins. That's what it was. He did not face any formal criminal charges, and they declined to pursue the case. Lack of victim cooperation and evidence.
there
Okay?
you go.
That's the old
Okay.
Judkins. All right?
So there you go. So there's that. There's plenty of reasons why people don't talk about things any further aside from just the one headline that
Wander
you
Franco's
see.
getting off scot free. He's not even going to go to jail.
Yeah, and you're just sitting there mentioning Josh Jacobs. Meanwhile, Wander Franco was, a whole pedophile in the Dominican Republic, and he's not seeing a day of jail time. Remember when we went through that whole thing about the DR don't play about pedophiles and 10 years in prison, and remember that whole pot? Well, that take aged very badly, because Wander Franco's not going to see a day in jail, and he might be able to play Major League Baseball now.
You've definitely been hearing about it. Adrian Beltre has even taken his side, saying, yeah, everybody deserves a second chance at MLB.
Pedo. Unbelievable. Oh, everybody deserves a second chance after you've had sex with a 14-year-old girl. Yeah, second chance, right?
Well, there's a chance.
Come on.
There's a chance. A certain WWE wrestler
So
could
then
be
our
coming back on the show soon.
Oh God. So then Ara Kelly deserves a second
I'm
chance,
talking
right?
about Enzo Amore. I'm talking about Enzo Amore.
What?
Yeah, there's been rumblings that he is going to be returning quite soon.
Oh God.
And you know what got
So,
him? And you know what got him let go? Let's not even talk
uh,
about that.
oh yeah, no. So we could talk about a million different things and
Yeah.
a million different terrible things, and so what you did was called, you see the goalpost. World Cup's coming up, so this happens a lot.
Yeah.
When you have to clean the grass, you
Mm-hmm.
took the goalposts and you moved them,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's called moving the goalpost. The Jackson Dart issue, which is barely even an issue, honestly, whatever. He's an idiot. Like, who cares? Athletes do stupid things all the freaking time. I don't give a damn
Him and
what his
Abdul Carter
political.
went a little back and forth, but they patched things up.
Exactly. They freaking patch things up. Jackson Dart is allowed to be stupid. Welcome to the United States of America. People are allowed to vote for the stupid orange man.
You heard the comment. Look, you remember what Cam Scadaba was chatting up about even after he got hurt. Cam Scadaba was putting himself in the media, not for things like this, but
But
well,
so
actually no,
what?
he had his moment that he was in the media for a negative cause, as you know.
Yeah, I know, and we got on him for it. You know what? I'll tell you what I get on Jackson Dart for. It's not for introducing Trump. He can do that all the hell he wants. He didn't say anything inappropriate. He tried a "Go Big Blue" chant at Rockland County College, upstate New York, where they're all Buffalo Bills fans. That was kind of stupid. Uh, he doesn't know how to read the room. Um,
Hmm.
that's first. That was kind of dumb. Then he introduces Donald Trump. Okay, but he didn't just say, "Oh, the president of the United." He said the 45th and 47th president of the United States, Donald Trump. He shook his hand, whatever, walks off the thing. What did he do that was so inappropriate besides, well, introduce a pedophile piece of shit? Whatever.
Nothing. Okay, he did nothing that was egregious.
Exactly. No, there wasn't anything egregious technically about what he did. Here is what Jackson Dart did that really pissed me the hell off. When you go into the media and say, I don't think many blue hairs watch football.
That wasn't taking a shot at Giant fans. I hope not.
No, 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 no. You see, in his little backwater place where he's from, they refer to Democrats or anything that has to do with the quote unquote left. Remember, Jackson Dart's young, so the first president he probably really grew up knowing about was Trump. So
Oh,
like
He's from
they
Utah. Well, he's from Utah. Is Jackson Dart? Okay.
Yeah, so the blue hairs, that's what they refer to Democrats or the left or anything. So he needs to understand what city he's in, right?
Yeah,
Uh
Utah's had enough of recent things in a bad way happen there. I don't think we need to dive into.
no, we don't have to, but like he needs to understand the city he's in, right?
Hmm. It's New
You
York.
are in a city that is full of blue hairs, people who vote for Democrats. This city, you will have every like 6 blocks a drag queen smoking Newports with Joey Bag of Donuts, reading the New York Post, bitching about how badly you play. And then here comes their Muslim neighbor outside to join in this conversation. This is the city you're in. You need to understand that. We are not a place where, only this people hangs out with only this people, or only that people
Yeah.
hangs out with that people.
And we'll chew you out and we chew you out in this city for spilling wrong bits of information that shouldn't be said. We don't make you
Yeah,
forget it.
no, we don't. And here's the thing: winning does cure all ails here. It's true.
Yep.
Um, but if you lose,
Yeah,
if
well,
you and especially if you lose talking shit,
remember didn't John Rocker find that out the hard way?
oh yeah,
John Rocker found that out the hard way when he was a Brave.
that's right.
And he still hasn't
Yeah.
changed too much from that picture from many years ago. He still hasn't really changed much.
Do you know what's funny about that guy? He talked all that conservative crap. Meanwhile, his hair looked like rainbow bright.
Hmm. Crazy. But
Funny how
on,
that works.
on the subject now of the Giants, I will give them credit for some things that have taken place so
So
far in the
let me
first.
finish.
Yeah,
Just let me finish really quickly. So
yeah.
there you go. Domestic violence is wrong and evil, and people who do that should be in jail. Jackson Dart didn't do anything wrong when introducing the stupid president because unfortunately he is the stupid president. Despite how I feel about him, despite what I think about him, despite the fact that I think he is a criminal and all this other stuff, that hasn't been proven in a court of law yet. That hasn't been proven by any sort of anything official. That is just my opinion. Jackson Dart has a different opinion, just like Abdul Carter has a different opinion than Jackson Dart. And he felt it was his responsibility to say what his opinion was,
Mhm.
and they could work together. Unlike you people who want to keep pulling them the hell apart. So that's how I feel about that. You could have different points of view politically and still think with a brain of your own and have sense, unlike obviously what certain radio personalities believe.
Okay. Well, on that note, since we're on the subject of the Giants, I'll give them some credit where it's due, as we've now begun the free agency period in the NFL. June 1st was the first day for free agents and moves to be made from that haven't signed with a team. All right, Giants made some additions. Brought back an old face from many moons ago. OBJ. Odell
Yep.
Beckham Jr.
Worked
is
him out a
back.
second time,
Is back.
and he's going to be the starting X receiver for the New York Giants.
And he will have some help joining him.
Probably.
And he will have a little help joining him. Juju Smith-Schuster also has signed with the Giants.
And
So there you go.
what are the monetary deals that they are receiving?
It's going to be very, very small. Nothing very crazy. But basically, look, Smith-Schuster's still 29 years old, still a pretty much, probably we'll just sign him to a
Yeah.
ballot. Let's just take a look. It's a 1 year deal. All right, it's going to be. Oh, sorry, no, not 1 year. That's with the. That was with Kansas City. He made the 1 year deal. They haven't gone into the full details of the contract. We'll dive into it as we go. But look, you're not taking a big gamble with Juju. You're not taking you're taking a good shot with Beckham. All right. You did also sign Braxton Berrios to a 1 year deal, which is another nice addition. Since Gunnar Olszewski is likely out for the year, Berrios will serve as a perfect special teams returner and can be a receiver as well if need be. So, and again, the Giants have drafted some young talent here. So Dart's going to have some weapons here. He's going to have something to work with here. Obviously, the Giants wouldn't be doing this if the injury to Malik Neighbors was not as maybe serious as we thought it would be.
We've been
And
calling out, I've been calling out on this program, and we've been putting forth on this program that Malik Neighbors is probably not going to be available until about week 3, week 4. And the moves that the Giants are making now are really starting to show you that, Malik Neighbors might not be available until about week 3,
yeah,
week 4.
yeah, so the financial terms for Juju undisclosed. Likely, it's nothing more than a veteran
Veteran
minimum
minimum.
deal, low cost
Same thing with
prove it
Odell.
deal, a low cost prove it
Same,
deal. It's 1 year.
same, same thing with Odell.
More than likely, I would like to say yes. We'll take a look at Odell, but definitely that is true for Schuster. And again, so it was a workout set. He had a couple workouts at Odell Beckham, so it's nothing of it's nothing anything crazy yet that I think we can. Again, Odell Beckham's not the young guy he once was. He still could be productive, but he's 33 years old now.
I think he could be more than productive. He's had a year or two off to heal up. He knows Harbaugh very well. He knows the Giant Stadium. He knows the Giant Stadium turf very well. He knows that atmosphere. He knows those fans. He knows the city. He knows what it takes to play in New York.
Yes.
He'd
Now,
be perfect to have. He'd be perfect to have around Malik Neighbors, though.
when he
That's
previously
what
was a
I.
Giant, when Odell was a Giant previously, he had signed a 5 year deal, 90 million extension back in 2018 before he got traded to Cleveland in 19. But obviously, the years of that deal have since gone by the wayside.
Yes. So.
Yeah, but again,
Um.
I would expect this to be no more than again veteran bare minimum
Prove it.
prove it
Sort
deal.
of
That's
deal.
it's
I
nothing.
bet you
Yeah,
that.
it's nothing
Although I
crazy.
bet you there's, although Beckham was looking for some actual guaranteed money, some
Yeah,
form of whatever, because you saw
fair,
like his posts
fair.
on social media, Instagram, whatever. He values himself at a little bit. So, maybe you could see like, 8 mil
Yeah, again,
guaranteed.
something small. It's not going to be anything ridiculously extensive,
Like
but it's
Jawan,
fine.
I could see him getting Jawan Jennings money and then, some incentive.
We'll see. Jennings is younger though. That's the big thing. Jennings is
Not by
still about
much.
the prime. He's 29, 30. But Odell's 33 going on 34. This is the year where you
Yeah,
kind of start to
yeah, but
drop off in your
but
production.
remember, he hasn't played in 2 years, so that's how I sort of look at that.
Okay. So I think the Giants will be fine with their new additions. I think they're building something here. Obviously, Neighbors is going to be a tough piece to replace. Obviously, you'll be without him for a could be 5 6 weeks.
Anybody who
Who
thought they were
knows?
making the playoffs,
Yeah.
no, I told you Dallas. People say, "Oh, Giants are going to win that division." I'm like, no, this is Dallas's division.
But this is always again like with the days of Brian Dable. This is what happened with the Giants. He'd run players into the ground until even if they weren't 100% healed, and then they got hurt again, and then you
Yep,
jeopardize them for next year. And this is exactly though what doomed the Ravens a lot because Harbaugh worked them tough in practice, and then they got a lot of injuries. So
yep.
Harbaugh's
So
going to have to tone that
welcome.
down with the Giants, or we're
You
going to have a little
better.
bit of the same problem.
Yep, welcome. Yeah, but apparently Harbaugh is not the same type of crazy that
No, not
Brian
like Dable.
Daboll
No,
is. You hope, at least you
no.
hope.
So the Giants will have some interesting things to decide at their disposal. But you got your main pieces here. You did sign Arvell Reese to a rookie contract today, which was very important. So that was your top prized addition. The Jets did the same thing with Omar Cooper Jr. So they only have two more players that were the lower draft picks that they still have to sign to a rookie contract, but their main pieces are locked in. Okay, great. All right. Then we have the two big pieces that were added today. The Rams get Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, all that talk. Oh, Miles Garrett is going to be a
Well,
Brown forever. He doesn't want to
the
move
Browns did not want to trade him, but the Rams kept pecking. The Rams just kept pecking and pecking and pecking, and it got to a
and
point
all of
where
a
they were going to
sudden,
demand Jared Verse, or we were not going to do this deal. Okay, and they finally did. The Browns will trade Garrett to the Rams for Jared Verse and 3 draft picks. The Browns will get a 2027 first round pick, a second round pick for 2028, and a third round pick for 2029. Say that's not bad. If you're Cleveland, you're getting a lot of multiple draft picks, and you've already made a lot of additions in from the draft already, and you already have Shadur Sanders at your disposal. So you got
now you
Concepcion.
know.
You're building some stuff here with what you have.
You know what's funny?
What?
Now you know exactly why the Rams got Ty Simpson in round one. This has been in the works for months.
Apparently, it was, and
Like
they
this
didn't
has
want.
to have
Nobody
been
told us, but it was
in the
not. No
works
one
for
told anybody
months.
that, so we
No,
just found it
well,
out for ourselves.
yeah, that no, this had to have been in the works for months because everybody was sitting here wondering why in the hell were the Rams drafting Ty Simpson?
Yeah,
Now you know why.
for one,
Because
Matthew
they weren't going to
Stafford's
have
getting
a
old.
first
Matthew
round.
Stafford's
Well,
old.
no, now you know because you were thinking to yourself, well, next year they could have had their pick of the litter of one of the quarterbacks next year. A first round pick in next year's draft would have netted them one of 7 quarterbacks that people thought could have been better than Ty Simpson. No, the Rams knew they weren't going to have a first round pick. They were getting Myles Garrett come hell or high water.
Yeah, well, replacing Aaron Donald was a tall order too. Aaron Donald retired pretty early, and you needed someone that was going to be very close to what Aaron Donald was, and Myles Garrett fits the bill. Okay.
Myles Garrett is better than Aaron Donald was.
Aaron Donald
Myles
needed two
Garrett is,
people. Aaron Donald drew 2 defenders to him. Not saying
so does
Myles
Myles
Garrett couldn't
Garrett.
do it, but Aaron
Myles
Donald
Garrett,
did it first. Aaron Donald, I think, did it first before Myles
well, yeah,
Garrett ever
did it
did.
first, yes, because Myles Garrett came after Aaron Donald, but Myles Garrett drew 25% double teams on snaps and
Okay.
still got the sack record.
Okay. All the power to him, and he was doing
25%.
it on a bad team, and he was doing it on a bad team, so I have to give him credit.
Yeah, Miles. Now imagine what Myles Garrett's going to be able to do on a good defense with
Mm.
vastly improved teammates around him.
Donald faced
Guys,
double teams on 60 to 70% of his pass rush snaps. 60 to
no.
70% for Donald.
When I said, "Oh, you're assuming pass rush," I said Myles Garrett faced double teams on 25% of his snaps
Okay, Pat.
overall. All snaps.
Okay, okay.
Aaron
Fair.
Donald didn't get that.
Well, we're looking at, well, yeah, this is pass rush snaps, not just plain old regular snaps. But
Yeah,
still, to draw the
all
double,
snaps.
well,
All snaps.
to still draw the double teams that the way these two have is what makes them different from other pass rushers. So great. Okay. I hope this works out for the Rams. You'll have about,
Aaron Donald was a human. Miles Garrett is one of the people that the CIA is going to test to see if they're actually, have alien DNA.
hmm,
Along with Caleb Williams, Victor Wembanyama, Carl Anthony Towns, and Michael Jordan.
hmm. All right. But here's what we'll, so now the Browns will get picks, which I think is good for them. They're building something here. Of course, my only concern is does Jimmy Haslam even know what he's doing with all these draft picks? You know, is he going to actually build a capable football team in a really altered North?
Todd Monken. Todd Monken knows what he's doing.
Oh, he better. And
Oh,
Haslam
I
better
know
stay
he
the hell
does.
and Haslam better stay the hell back and let Todd Munkin do his thing and let his coaches do their thing.
Yeah, Monken is the coach. He is going to be the guy in charge of this offense. So here's the deal. It's Monken's vision. Monken has been waiting for this opportunity for how many years? He's not a spring chicken. He's been around the NFL long enough.
Okay.
He's what, 57 years old, Tom Monken is?
Just about. In
Yeah,
fact, Todd Munkin is 60 years old. Okay, he's 60.
he's 60
He's
now.
60 years old. Yes.
Yeah, so he's been around the league. He's seen offense, he's seen defense, he knows exactly what he's doing. He is he is just 10,000%,
Hmm.
you know, he knows exactly
He
what
had he had coached on one occasion back at the University of Southern Mississippi back in 2013-15. He served as a head coach, but that was the last time. So he never got a chance to serve as he never served as an NFL he never served as an NFL head coach since he's been here. Started with the
he
Buccaneers. He was
is.
an offensive
Yep.
coordinator, wide receivers coach, then offensive coordinator. Great. He was actually with Cleveland already on one occasion. He had served with Cleveland in 2019. So he understands Cleveland. Even this is really his second time around, but now he's coaching instead of being an offensive coordinator. Now he's coaching Cleveland instead. So during that
He
offensive coordinator time
understands
was when
the
Baker was
animal.
here. And when he was offensive coordinator, that was when Baker was here. That was during the time of Baker.
The last time Cleveland had success, then they went away from Monken,
Yeah,
and look at
because
what happened.
Jimmy Haslam. Because of Jimmy Haslam.
And they went away from Monken, and look what happened.
Yeah, the Browns stunk.
So then Todd Monken walks back in the room,
No?
says, "Told you so.
Yep.
You want me on? It ain't gonna be as an OC. I want the whole damn thing."
Yes. All right. Then that takes us to big trade number 2. New England Patriots. I was talking about this for a number of months, and I was telling you it was going
And
to
we
happen,
all
and it
know it.
did.
And yep, and everybody knew this was the one thing everybody expected. But what I didn't expect was what little New England had to give up to get him.
Well, this has always
Kayshon
been
Boutte
hasn't that
still
always
here.
not been New England's MO? They always give up small stuff.
Kayshon Boutte is still there.
Yeah, well, what else is new? They weren't going to you think New England was going to part with any of their big names? Again, they only gave up a couple of draft picks. That's all New England did. So the Eagles,
A fifth round and a what?
so a 5th round pick for 27 and a 1st round pick for 2028.
Jesus Christ.
Okay? That's what the Eagles agreed to do with New England for this trade. Now, the 5th round
The
selection will be
Eagles
the
are
better of New
stepping.
England's 2 picks. The 5th round selection will be the better of New England's 2 picks in that round of next year's draft. Okay. So look at the
Why
higher
do
end of
I
that
get
5th round pick.
why do I get the feeling that the Eagles are sacrificing Sirianni?
Oh, you really think the Eagles are going that route? You think they're ready to fire Sirianni already? You think they're already
Yes.
ready to get rid of him?
Why do you think that they are. Why do I think that the general manager is setting up to fire Sirianni?
I
Like
can't
they
base
are
it off that.
weakening
I
the
can't just
team.
say
That
that.
they are weakening the team this year because Keyshawn Booty and a 2028 first rounder should have been enough. That should have been the deal then. What the hell is a fifth rounder in 27 going to do?
Look, this is Howie Roseman's call here. Okay, Howie Roseman's the general manager here with Philly. This is
Howard
his
Roseman
call.
would have never made a deal that bad.
I don't know. There were times Jeffrey Lurie didn't know what he was doing when he owned, being the owner of the Eagles. All right, did Jeffrey Lurie know what he was doing for several years before Jalen Hurts came along, before Carson Wentz came along? We're talking about
Look,
during the era of Donovan McNabb. Jeffrey
I'm
Lurie know what
telling
he was
you,
doing even back then.
no, but here's the thing. All I'm going to say is I've never, ever, ever thought
Yeah.
that there was going to be a deal for AJ Brown that did not involve Kayshawn Booty moving over.
Well, you thought it was going to cost them one of their top receivers or someone kind of in the middle. After all, the Rams gave up Jared Verse. The Rams let go of their top linebacker in Verse just to get
So
Myles
you're
Garrett.
but AJ Brown isn't at the end of his career. Like
I
you're
mean,
telling me, you're telling me
he's 28.
that
He's not the end. He's
no,
28.
exactly. So you're telling me that the Cleveland Browns won draft won June 1st over the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, considering what they got in return to what the Eagles are getting in return, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
A fifth and a first? Are you kidding me? That should have been Kayshawn Booty and a
Yeah, well.
first.
Well, again,
That's
this
what
is
that
New
should have
England.
been.
New England's done this for years, even with Belichick. They try to get a sucker. They try to get suckers to give up very little so they can get their top player. This is what always New
But
England did.
Philly is not suckers. So what are they trying? It's like, what are they trying to do?
Well, look at what they drafted this year. Look, you drafted Mekhi Lemon to be your next big receiver alongside Devontae Smith,
But he's
right?
not
They knew
big.
A.J. Brown, the writing was on the wall with A.J. Brown. They knew.
Yes, but Makai Lemon is not big. He of stature, I mean.
Okay. Okay, he's
Neither is
not big.
Devontae Smith.
Okay. What? And that's not deterred Philly now. That really did not deter them.
Yeah,
Then
AJ Brown was a big guy, big, six
okay.
two.
Okay. And
Who replaces that? Dontavian Wicks?
what makes you
No.
well, again,
Hollywood Brown? No, that
there's
doesn't
other
work.
pieces to be made. There's other free agents out there.
What is
What if the
Philly doing for Stephon Diggs? Is
what if
that
the
it?
what if the Eagles get Diggs, right? You don't think that makes sense? Diggs will go up there and get the ball type of receiver, right?
Another possession receiver that's lost a step.
He's 32. Not getting any younger. He's 32 years old. He is getting the slowing down is
Diggs is a
becoming
gold
evident.
jacket. Diggs is a gold jacket receiver. But he's at the Devontae Adams point in his career where he's a red zone presence. He's a possession guy. He's gonna win the battles on the sidelines type guy.
Don't forget the Eagles also have Hollywood Brown on their team. Don't forget about Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's a capable weapon. Hollywood Brown showed you what he can do when you give him the time and space. Maybe that's why. Hollywood Brown
Steph,
ain't a small dude. Hollywood Brown is 6 foot. Is five. Well, he's 5'9". He's actually a little smaller than I
yeah,
thought.
that's the problem.
I thought he was a little
They
bigger
got
than.
a
I thought he was
bunch
a
of
little bigger than that.
yeah. They have Hollywood Brown there to kind of show Makai Lemon the ropes. That's what he's there for. He's there for education.
Devontae Smith can't show him the ropes. He's been in the league a few years now. Won a Super Bowl.
How tall is Makai Lemon?
He's about as big as Hollywood. He ain't a big guy. He's not 6 feet tall.
That's right.
He's 5'11".
Devontae,
He's 5'11".
Devontae Smith is about 6'1".
Okay.
About like 6 feet 6'1". So he's gonna Marquise Brown is gonna occupy the slot role to start the season. Makai Lemon is gonna be more your wide receiver three. So Marquise Brown is going to show Makai Lemon his job. That's why I'm saying I think Philadelphia is going to take a step back this year. I think they're not going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to be like a 6-7 win team. Sirianni's going to lose his job, and you're going to get another coach in here.
Yeah. You
Either
also
that,
have
or they're going to stick with Sirianni because they're planning this out,
hmm,
and who knows?
you
But
have Elijah. The Eagles got Elijah Moore also, another receiver to join the core. So
that makes sense. Elijah Moore is very underrated.
he's 5'10", but he's also not a big guy. He's 5'10". He's
But
not a big.
Dontavian Wicks is a big guy. Like that,
Okay.
he's the other. If you look up
He's
Dontavian
six
Wicks,
one. Yeah, he's 6'1". Okay. And he's
yeah.
young. I have no issue with this. So I don't know what the big
But
concern is
Dontavian Wicks
with.
drops too many passes. You saw that in Green Bay with Jordan Love, and Jalen Hurts is basically a slightly upgraded Jordan. And I say slightly because I think Jordan Love has a better arm than Jalen Hurts.
Look, there might be moments where Jalen Hurts may not have to use his arm that much. If you have Barkley running the ball, Hurts will do the tush push.
No, the tush push has got to be taken out of that fucking offense. I think that shit needs to be removed from the Philly offense completely. The O line is no longer good enough to sustain the tush
It'll
push.
be gone when Nick
Uh,
Sirianni's gone. That's when it will be put away. Is when
then it should
Sirianni's
be.
not coaching here anymore.
Well, then kick his ass out. Well, then kick his ass out now because your center and your guards are not strong enough.
Well, it's a bit of an older front line. If you're the Eagles, I do get that. The front line of the
When
Eagles is
Jason Kelsey's psycho ass is no longer the center, it just doesn't work. That worked because of Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey should be credited with every tush push touchdown because he was the guy that made the tush push like a 90 something percent play.
hmm.
It was him.
All right. Look, you have Cam Jurgens as your center. I mean, he's not incapable of being a top center for them. He's been around the block. Okay.
Yeah, he's a top center, but he's incapable of running the tush push.
I thought they used it to a pretty good extent, even this past year. Even though again, it wasn't used at a full 100%, but they
By the
utilized
way,
they utilized
by
it.
the way, do you know what Sam Roush is to me?
Hmm.
The tush push tight end.
Hmm.
That's what he reads like to me.
Well,
Let me put Sam Roush's big ass back there on the half-yard line and tush push into the end zone.
well, since you bring him up, considering we're kind of right at the tail end of our dynasty draft. We're kind of down to the last 8 picks now, if you can believe it. We've been doing this thing for a couple of weeks. 24 rounds of players we're drafting right now for our team. But as I said before, this is a league and this is a team that we're going to be committed to not just for this year, but for 3 years to come.
Oh, life.
Yes.
If at least 3 years, if not longer, if the Dynasty League lasts longer than 3 years.
Yeah. So the most important thing that we're also doing is not just building a team to win now. We're building for the future as well. We're building for the next couple of years when these guys get their opportunity to fully take over the team and be the top weapon, be their top receiver, be their top running back, be their top tight end. We are looking at the
Yep.
next road ahead for these guys.
Yep. And that's why everybody in this Dynasty League got so weirded out and crazed out when you and I when I came to you with our plan, with my plan for us to win now and in the future. You signed off on it immediately for two reasons. One, you trust me when it comes to trades and stuff because I'm
I've seen you do it in our regular league. I've seen you do it in our regular league and building your team the
and
way
you
you want. I've seen it.
and you see and yeah, you saw me take the guy who always makes confusing trades with people, and I learned my lessons well from that psychopath.
As you did, as you have. I'm a little different
Shout
with
outs
that.
to
Look, so
Shane.
I'll make my trades when I need to, but I try to make
So,
the right
but you're
ones.
the coach. You try to make the best picks possible.
Hmm.
So you're the coach, I'm the GM. So that's how we worked this
That makes a
deal.
winning combination. That makes a winning combination in my book.
So when I came back to you with all this, and then as I was making trades throughout our drafting process, and and like a lot of these teams with co-managers, like they have to consult each other on every single little move they make, right?
Well, we too have been doing
We
that
have
too.
been, and we have been for the most part,
But
but
we also trust the
let
other to make the right move too at the same time.
that if one of us can't reach the other, we have full autonomy to make a move. Like for example, I have full autonomy to make a trade, you have full autonomy to make a pick.
Yes. And we've utilized that and it's worked.
I can't make a pick without you. You can't make a trade without me. That like, we can't step into the other's domain. That's how we've
Hmm.
worked that out.
Yes. But we feed off it.
So we do. But thanks to that, you might wonder why, like, you know, people look at our lack of picks for the next couple of years and they go, well, these guys are screwed.
I wouldn't
Pay
say
attention.
so. I wouldn't say so.
Everybody thinks we're finished, John. Everybody thinks we have that we're a
Really.
win now team, and if we don't win this year, John, that we're screwed.
You're not screwed until you know what
They
you
say we
have.
have a they say we have that if we don't win this year and next year, John, that we have a 5-year rebuild from 2 years from starting from 2 years from now ahead of us. That's what
Remember,
they think.
we can always replenish our team as the season goes on, right? We're not just only drafting before the season begins. We're always going to look for pieces even during the year. Maybe hey, somebody down the road gets a starting job. Maybe this guy will
Mhm.
start seeing some play and become an important.
Yeah,
Sometimes you find that diamond in the rough that you don't realize is right in front of you.
exactly. And I love how You know, everybody has been looking at certain picks that we've been making throughout this draft, and especially, I love the hate on Sadiq, on Harvey. I love the hate on us trading for Brooks. I especially love the hate on the old crusty receivers, Evans and Godwin. Love that hate. And they don't get it.
Oh,
They don't get it, do they?
no, they don't. And we'll prove them wrong.
And and
We're going to
and
prove them
and, and,
wrong.
and now it's round 18. So last time we had this show, right?
Hmm.
We got done picking Sadiq and you know, let's go through the roster of what we actually have picked since
Yes.
Kenyon Sadiq.
Okay, let's take a looky here. Hold on a minute. Okay. So Sadiq we took in round 8. After him came Ramondre Stevenson. 2 picks
Yep,
later, literally 2 picks later. Fast forward to the 10th round, we took Godwin. 5 picks later, Jaden Reed. Then the trade up to get Jonathan Brooks. Then we got Jalen McMillan. Then we
yep,
took Mark Andrews.
yep,
Then a Okonkwo.
yep.
Then Tyler Shuck. Jawan Jennings. CJ Daniels.
No. We didn't get Juwan Jennings. No, go look at our team roster. You're reading down the line of our draft line.
Yeah.
We,
Well, oh, the
we,
starting roster. You mean the whole roster current the starting
no,
roster?
go to our roster
Yeah.
because our line isn't where we've picked because we've had multiple trades to
Yeah,
where
well,
I don't think we've picked our original picks very often.
Other than
lately.
what we did at the very beginning when we took Jamar Chase at the very, from the
That
beginning.
wasn't even our
That
original
was not our
pick.
original pick either. My goodness. Okay.
That's right. Well, our first rounds, we didn't pick our first. Our original pick was the 103.
Yeah. So we moved up a little. We moved up on the board to do that. We ended up getting, that was when we got Lamb and we got Chase, which was
Yep,
quite a
Lamb and
steal. To
Chase.
get those two early, that was quite a big steal. And then we just add to that firepower getting McCaffrey in the next round, in round
Yeah,
3.
McCaffrey. Yeah, McCaffrey was round 3.
And then we
That
took
was.
Burrow in round 5.
Yep.
And yeah, Barry was thinking,
And
well,
then
why?
we trade our first trade during the actual draft process got us Mike Evans.
Yep. Eventually, the other trades were also there to get Godwin. I think to get to Jaden Reed, that was also another trade we had to make up the board as well. We we haven't been hesitant to make the appropriate trades at the appropriate time when we needed to.
That's right. Because I remember you telling me, John, I wish we had more picks in this round, or I wish we had a pick in that round because I really would like this player. And then all of a sudden, yo, John, we got a pick in this round.
Oh my
You're like,
God,
huh?
crazy.
You say it, I make it so.
Yeah.
That's how this
So
has worked.
so now we're going to be making our next pick about 2 hours from now. We'll see what happens. Maybe it might even happen while we're here. Who knows? But
You
whatever
never
the
know.
case, we have our plan for our next edition as we begin to round out the 24 on our roster, which we're getting close to completing.
Yes, we are.
It's
And
fun that this league is no kickers. I like that this particular Dynasty League, we're not even utilizing a kicker.
no kickers, no defense. This is all do you know ball? Do you know prospects? Do you know schemes? And do you know where these kids are going to end up?
This is basically like a game of chess, is what we're doing right now. It's a game of chess. Trying to
Yep,
outwit the other, trying to get the checkmate. And we're almost completing the strategy. We're almost on the other side of the chessboard.
that's right.
So,
And we're not going to let you all know, but hopefully by the time we record our next episode of Downtown Sports,
our full team should be roughly completed by the time we next come on.
or at least the strategy shall be. The draft
Fair enough.
strategy, maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Fair enough.
What do you think, Beast?
I think we'll have an idea. I think we'll certainly have an idea by next week where we are.
I agree.
It's moving a little quick. These late rounds are going to be the longer, lengthier rounds. Everybody's really contemplating their future additions, as we are doing, to build for the future.
Are they?
Maybe.
I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing a lot of people scrambling to make sure they finalize their rosters.
Then maybe we've made our impact already known, and they're feeling it now. We've made our impact
Um,
known.
yeah, hmm, I like where we are right now. I really
Yes.
do.
Well, you have to have a method to your madness, and we do. We've made our method. We've made our methods known. We've made our.
They thought we were just the madness. They didn't realize that they only saw the madness. They only saw the mouth. They didn't understand that we were the mega powers team. They don't understand that there's a beast in the background.
Hmm. Well, they're going to find out fully once we get to the end what we've got. And maybe they'll take a good look at their teams and realize, damn, how did we let
Damn,
these guys get these guys? How did we let these guys fall to them?
we just let Downtown Sports walk away with all this money.
Well, we'll find all that and more. Football season is only a couple months away. We're already in June. Preseason starts up going into August. It's very quick already. Can't believe we're already talking about it and we're only 2 months away.
Yep. And I'll say something, now that the Browns defense is total poo-poo, the wide receivers for this Browns team are gonna definitely be the pass catchers especially, they're definitely gonna see boosts.
Look, Jared
in
Verse is going to be
fantasy
more than a
points.
capable piece to replace Miles Garrett. He's 25. He'll be defensive end. I don't. I think Verse will be the next. Will anchor the Browns D just fine. The Browns just have to build some pieces around Verse on defense, which I think. Hey, they got a couple there.
They have a good start with Mason Graham in the interior.
There you go.
The Browns defense is not completely shot. It's just now markedly worse without Miles Garrett.
We'll see. If Verse can live up to what he was with the Rams, I think he can make it work for the Browns as well.
He can make it work, but there's a difference between making it work and having the best player possibly in the NFL on your team.
Well, I still think Verse could develop into that player, but it's too soon. I agree it's a little bit too soon, but let's see exactly what Verse will become while he's a Brown. After all, this is his hometown. That's also why Verse is here. He's from Dayton, Ohio. So he's playing for his hometown team.
Maybe that unlocks a different level in the kid.
It will. Oh, I think it's going to. He's young, and it's going to bring on another bit of edge in him. It's going to bring on an edge in him. I think it will. We're going to find out all of these new additions. The free agency period has only just begun, and there will be more chips falling off the board. Tyreek Hill is still out there. Who's going to take a shot at Tyreek Hill? Stephon Diggs is out there. Who's taking a crack at Diggs?
If you look at what the Giants have just done, I wouldn't doubt it. I keep calling it, and nobody.
Could they get Tyreek Hill? Do they get Tyreek Hill?
If they don't, they're stupid.
All right. Well, you'll give Dart more weapons, which is great. I'm going to be curious. I just still want to see how John Harbaugh is going to make all this work. Make all of this work with what he has. And you have some young talent coming. You have some of the young talent that you've drafted. So let's see where this goes.
Look, Malachi Fields is a good receiver, but he's young. You're trying to boost up the confidence of this young rookie. And at this point, he needs all the help he can get, especially with the bad press around him now. And I think New York would have given him a lot less flack if he didn't come out with the blue hair comment after the Trump introduction. Listen, I don't care that you introduced Trump. I care that you said that you don't think blue hairs watch football. I don't know what you meant by blue hairs. I assume you mean Democrats or left-leaning people or whatever. All I know is, like I said, drag queens are smoking Newports with Joey Bag of Donuts every 5 effing blocks, talking football in this city. That's just what it is. You're in a different world than where you come from.
Yeah.
This is a different place than anywhere else in America. We are truly the melting pot.
Zach Wilson figured that out. Had to figure that out the hard way before he left.
That's right.
A fellow man from Utah.
You need to call up Zach and ask him what he learned.
Maybe Zach will give you some cookies. Maybe Zach will give you some of his cookies along the way.
Pause. And with that,
that's going to do it for this edition of Sports.
Milk and cookies for all.
I want to thank Crystal Orange.
Wait, wasn't Zach's mom giving milk and cookies away?
Well, I mean,
I digress.
The crumble. It was the crumble cookies, right? It was the crumble.
Yes, it was the cookie crumble.
Yeah, and Zach Wilson owned one of those shops in New York. Okay, great.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, good old Zach Wilson.
Yeah. Anyway, with that's going to wrap up this edition of Downtown Sports. I want to thank Chris DeLarge. I want to thank Tony Mainville. I want to thank our friends, Professional Fanatics Podcast. You can listen to Downtown Sports. We're on 24 different platforms. We're on Spotify. We're on Spotify for creators. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Bullhorn, Podbay, Listen Notes, Podcast Addict, Verbal, Castro.fm, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, Podvine, Podyssey, Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, TuneIn, YouTube, and now on TikTok. Professionals, just search for the Downtown Sports Podcast on TikTok. episodes, rants, digital market battle specials every week. We are Downtown Sports, and we are where sports come home.
You know what? When you listen to the professional fanatics, understand 18 and over. Viewer discretion is advised. Viewer
Mhm.
discretion is advised. Adult content. Please be aware of what you are receiving when you go watch that podcast. You are also going to be exposed to gambling problem. Please, they're not going to help you with it. They're just going to try to help you make money. You gamble responsibly.
Yes, fair enough. Jonathan Perriente, Beast of the East, saying goodbye and good
It's
night.
it's Mount. We're out. Thanks for listening.